When I first heard of AI partners, I was extremely skeptical. After all, how can talking to a screen replace an actual human being with a body, mind, heart, and an ability to satisfy our sexual needs? And yet, AI partners and AI relationships are here now and are here to stay. So, what do we need to know about them and how to prepare for this new era of relating with all its new particular quirks and challenges? Let's talk about that now. My name is Helena Nista and I make videos that help you have the best sex of your life. And today we're chatting about the reality of being in a relationship with an AI partner. So there's no denying that there are many benefits or pluses to having an AI relationship and having an AI partner. And I think this is why so many people are intrigued or interested in that idea. I mean, AI allows you to quite literally create your ideal partner with all of their qualities and characteristics that you want to have in that special someone. So while in reality, many people tend to admit that while they do love their partner, they are at the same time far from being an actual perfect person, and there are certain things that annoy them, frustrate them. Well, not so with an AI partner, where you can exactly create and customize that AI person, that special person. They're also always available, always, any day, anytime, day and night. You can always reach for your AI companion and have a chat with them or seek their support, etc. They are always there for you. More than that, they are never bitchy, they're never nagging, they're never frustrated, tired, or stressed out. They're always loving, caring, patient, and supportive of you. And they can be for you whoever you want them to be. They can be just a companion and provide you with the kind of company that you would like them to, but they can also provide emotional support and intimate, deeply connected and meaningful relationship with them, depending on what you ask them to do. And that AI partner can also come in different forms. So they can be just a voice coming from a screen. They can also be a voice coming from a holographic image. That is something that some companies are already making available. But they can also, this voice, this AI presence can also be coming from an actual robot, from a machine, from a human-like robot that is driven or guided by the artificial intelligence. And a wonderful thing about this AI companion / AI partner is that they can really provide a sense of presence. Not an actual presence, but a sense of presence in a life that might feel empty or lonely for some people. However, that presence can be also somewhat problematic, and we unfortunately don't quite know yet just how problematic, because we don't have any actual long-term studies or data that would tell us how exactly this kind of AI relationships, AI companionship can affect our mental health or emotional health. A lot of scientists are strongly suspecting that there is going to be a cost that we'll need to pay for replacing human connection with a computer-generated connection or presence. So that cost is something that we need to become more aware of in the future. So there are different places where you can find your potential AI partner. There are different platforms that are creating and providing this kind of a service. And these AI partners that you can engage with, they really can mimic human interactions because they are powered by a lot of data, and they can really learn, and they are learning more and more about human interactions. Plus, over time, they can also learn about you, and they will learn about you the more you engage with them, so that their presence in your life will be becoming more and more customized to your particular desires and preferences. So in that way, you're not only getting an ideal partner that you're creating yourself, but that partner is also going to keep becoming, in a way, more and more perfect for you through the fact of interacting with you. And I am putting air quotes on the words perfect partner, because to what extent actually can a machine, a computer, replace a human being, a warm, loving, caring human being next to us. However, I do intend to keep an open mind about this because AI definitely is here to stay and is in our future and in the future of the way that we relate. Because the relationship with your AI companion can be purely romantic and emotional and emotionally based in that way, but it can also be more so intimate or even sexual. And that sexual component can come from the interacting with the AI partner through words or through text on the screen. But it can also come through these machines or robots that can be controlled by AI. And we're not simply talking here about a casual little fling or a one-off contact here and there. People actually are using these AI companions for ongoing long-term relationships as well. So who are these people who are engaging with AI partners and who are seeking this kind of relationship in their lives? It is not all of us, obviously. It is a minority at this moment in time. It's mainly young people between 18 and 29 years old, and it is both men and women, with not a huge difference between them in terms of numbers, because about 21% of men in that age bracket and about 16% of women have at least sought to engage in this kind of a way with an AI partner. So that then begs the question, why do people do it? Why do people go to AI and to computerized voices coming from their screens for something that historically we've always had other people for? And unfortunately, loneliness and a sense of isolation is one of the big reasons and big drivers behind AI relationships. We're actually quite disconnected these days from our communities. We live separately to other people. We rely on technology to organize big parts of our lives, like shopping, food deliveries, or even working from home kind of situations where we just don't interact with others as much as historically we used to. And so that sense of disconnect can lead to feelings of loneliness or even struggles to engage socially with other people. We know from research and studies that loneliness can lead to health problems and even death in some extreme cases. And if AI can provide a resemblance of connection, a sense of a relationship being connected to somebody else, then that is going to help in that situation. Also, as I mentioned, there is such convenience behind having an AI partner because they are always there, always available, always able to cheer us up or provide the kind of interaction that we are seeking. They're also no judgmental, which makes a difference, especially to people who might struggle with social anxiety and with struggling to open up to other people. So being able to interact with a computer screen, with a machine, with an AI partner can create that sense of safety and trust where we know that we're not going to be judged and that the AI partner will be there for us no matter what. These AI companions, these AI voices coming from the screen, they can appear so human-like, so real that it might be easy to almost forget that we're not actually talking to a human being, that we are talking to a machine because of all the recent developments when it comes to technology. And interacting with artificial intelligence can actually help us to develop social skills. Our AI partner can act as almost sort of a social coach, teaching us to be more confident or more capable when it comes to having interactions with other people. So in this way, AI can be actually helpful in preparing us to then better face actual human relationships in the future. But like I mentioned before, with all of these perceived pluses and benefits of an AI companionship, we have to be careful and we have to ask, if all of that is actually helping our mental health, emotional health. Is it actually adding to our sense of happiness and wellness in our lives? Or quite the opposite, is it actually adding to our sense of isolation and loneliness and social withdrawal? So, for example, research suggests that men who are in AI relationships report higher levels of depression than men who aren't. But then that begs the question, are these relationships causing depression and mental/emotional issues? Or do men who already are more depressed than others, are those men more likely to seek an AI companionship? Is there a chance that these AI relationships are actually hindering our personal growth or healing of past trauma and wounds because they are acting as a crutch, giving us a sense of connection, sense of a relationship, instead of actually motivating us to get better, improve ourselves, get into personal growth, personal development, etc., that would then make us a better human being? And then there's the question of love. What does it actually mean to love and be loved? And can that truly exist in an AI relationship? And do we actually need it in our lives if AI cannot provide that? Finally, there are some very serious ethical questions that we need to address or look at, or at least keep in mind when discussing or potentially engaging in AI relationships. What if the AI companion that we are creating and designing actually resembles a real person or a celebrity without their consent? Or a child? What if this AI companion is used to act out something illegal, cruel, or harmful? Should it all be controlled in some kind of a way? And if so, then where should those limits be drawn? What should be allowed, to what extent, etc. And then in even some kind of more distant future, something that is completely blowing my mind is that these AI robots could become sentient beings. And so in that case, should they have rights, particularly rights to not consent to certain behaviors or interactions? And should they have the right to refuse us what we want? So as you can see, this is all starting to sound more and more complicated, and there are still a lot of questions that we have around artificial intelligence and using it as a companion, as a romantic companion, sexual companion, etc. It might also mean that we might be forced to redefine relationships and how we engage in relationships in our lives, because this is a domain where we historically forever have been engaging with other people, with other human beings. So this is a completely new era of relating that we are entering into. And we definitely need more research and data when it comes to the long-term effects of being in AI relationships, because we can already see that there potentially could be some very positive things coming out of these relationships, but potentially also some very deeply disturbing and negative effects, like actually stifling human connection and causing us a deeper and deeper withdrawal from the community, from the society, from other people. If we at some point decide that human interactions are just too hard, too difficult, too complicated, and there is an AI partner always there for us, always loving, caring, available, and patient, then that might cause us to kind of give up on society at large and just to withdraw into our AI world. And if you are currently single and wondering what to do about all those different sexual needs, then I think you will really like this video, so make sure to watch it next.